So I have a DJI Osmo Action 4 and I love this camera. I've gotten tons of random shots I don't think I could get with a regular camera, like putting it next to fireworks on the 4th of July, or literally leaving it outside to record a time lapse of a hurricane. And I recently got back into fishing. But before I keep going, give this video a thumbs up and let me know if you like it. It's a little different from what I would normally post. Okay, back to the video. And I recently got back into fishing. And I thought, why not attach my action camera to my fishing rod and chunk that bad boy into the water? But did you catch the problem? Did you see the problem? The second it hits the water, it sinks straight down to the bottom and lays flat, recording basically nothing until I start to reel it back in. And even then, I don't really capture anything like that either. The fix is pretty simple. You need a bobber keeping it floating, kind of like a lure or bait. But here's the catch. This thing, especially in its cage, is way heavier than anything you'd normally want floating in the water. Sure, I could strap a bunch of bobbers to the camera, but let's be real, I wasn't gonna do that. So instead, I found the biggest bobber I could at Bass Pro Shops, made a few quick tweaks, and turned it into my very own action camera bobber. Here's what I used: fishing line, beads, strike indicators, barrel swivels, a giant bobber. Like I said, I found it at Bass Pro Shops, and a DJI camera mount with a braided line and a split ring. So with the action camera ready to go, there was only one thing left to do: take it for a spin. So I headed to 4 ponds and here's what I captured. First stop, pond number 1. This one had a ton of bluegill, and I'm pretty sure I spotted some baby bass too, but if I'm wrong on any of the species, I do apologize. I'm not too well versed on the different species of fish. There were also these little streams of air bubbling up from the plants, I'm guessing from photosynthesis, which is pretty fascinating, you know, kind of seeing how the whole ecosystem kind of works together. Some parts of the water even look more blue. I'm not sure if it's the pond itself or just the camera. Either way, it's pretty cool. And the closer the camera got to the plants, the more it looked like an underwater forest. Next up, pond number 2. This pond is straight up blue. Probably died. It's one of my favorite spots to fish because everything around there is so peaceful. And if you see real close, that is a giant bass that came up to my camera. Feel free to scroll back and see that. One thing I will say about this pond is that the bluegill here are pretty aggressive and not shy at all. They constantly came up to my camera without a care in the world. Also, if you compare the bottom of this pond to the first pond, this is pretty barren. And maybe that's why the bluegill are so aggressive. I don't know. You can let me know. Pond number 3. Not gonna lie, this one was rough. Not rough to look at, you know, it's beautiful, but there wasn't much activity in this pond as I thought there would be. And the water was super dirty. So much so, it even stained my fishing line brown. And like I said, I didn't really capture much here, so we're just gonna move on. Oh, and not to mention there was a bunch of mosquitoes everywhere, but that's beside the point. And finally, pond number 4. My favorite footage is with this pond. At first, it didn't seem like there was much activity. I cast out a few times and mostly saw plants and shrubbery. Like, I did spot a few bluegill, But the fish I saw the most were these small minnow type fish that I hadn't seen in the other 3 ponds. They stayed right near the surface along the edge of the water, so I angled up my camera towards the sky to get some footage. Then in this clip, you'll notice a tiny piece of meat. My thought was, wouldn't it be smart to put a little bait on there so more fish could come closer to the camera? Well, it didn't just attract fish, it also attracted turtles. And the way it happened honestly plays out like a horror movie. The camera's just sitting there in the water, quiet, and then out of nowhere, boom! The camera turns around and there's a turtle attacking my camera. The turtle grabs the bait and starts swimming away with bluegill chasing it the whole time. If you notice a small piece of white string, that's just bait wrapped thread, no hook or anything. The turtle just had to let go of it whenever it wanted. But then it gets even better. The turtle makes it back to its home, lets go of the bait, and boom, another turtle swoops in and takes it. You can even see the bobber moving around in different directions in the water. Like I said, this pond had the best footage. If you've made it to the end of the video, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna capture more underwater footage, so let me know where I should throw this camera next or what you'd like to see me make a video about. And yes, if you're wondering, I did test the setup before tossing my camera into 4 different ponds. Anyways, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Peace.